What's going on, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson, and welcome to my living room, where I typically like to change my guitar strings. Tonight, we're going to be starting a journey. Now, what kind of journey is that? I'm starting a brand new string journey with these right here. These are the magic, mystical strings made by Mr. Gabriel Tenorio and his company, Gabriel Tenorio String Company, out of Boyle Heights in the outskirts of downtown Los Angeles. Now, I have been aware of Gabriel strings for a very long time, at least a year, and it seems like everybody that has played them loves them. I've gotten so much feedback on these strings from guys like Daniel at Salvage Custom, Josh at JHS, Robert Keeley's using them, a couple different boutique guitar builders. These are the stock strings that come on their guitars. So I gotta know what's up. Daniel at Salvage had a set on his main Jaguar for a year. Okay, something is up with these things. I gotta figure out. All of them handmade, super high quality, and each set made one at a time. No mass production. This is like, look at it. I dropped it. I don't care, but look at it. Like cardboard box, stamped, and my name is even on this box. It makes me feel pretty special. So, there is one drawback. They are $20 a set. Yes, that's a lot of money, but there's gotta be something to this, so we're doing a little bit of Mythbusters, and we're gonna find out exactly how these things roll. I'm going to put these on my number one, tune up, and give you my first impressions. And over the next few months, we are going to see just how long we can make one set of GTS Co. strings last. So here we go. Alright, I've got all the strings on the guitar. They're not tuned to pitch yet. I don't like to do that unless I'm taking one string off at a time and changing it one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and tune this up. Let's play a G chord first. First impression I'm going to say is that they're not as bright as the strings that I've played in the past. But acoustically, they have a nice feel, they have a nice resonance to it. They're in tune, that always helps. And the tone is very well rounded. It doesn't feel like the bass strings are overly loud, and it doesn't feel like the treble strings are overly loud. So far, so good. Well, I've got some string breaking in to do, and we'll see how these sound in a couple weeks. Well, it's been about 2 months since I put the Gabriel strings on my main Les Paul, and so far I gotta say, I'm really enjoying them. Don't really feel like they're getting old, and at usually about the month mark of playing other brands of strings, I definitely feel like I should probably change these things pretty quickly. But I'm really enjoying the way that they sound. I'm really enjoying the way that they feel. I do feel like the low E wore out a little bit quicker than the rest of the strings. I don't know if that's just because in the process of cleaning this guitar and getting ready to put these new strings on it, I may have knocked my string height a little bit, and I don't know if it's kind of like tires, they got to be rotated every now and again, and if they're not lined up properly, one side wears more than the other. I don't know. I'm talking in circles right now, but that's been my experience. But even with that, I still really don't feel like they sound bad. I feel like they sound really great. Also, one thing that I really love is when I take a lead. These feel like the easiest strings I've ever played, and I think that might be to do with the round core-ness of the strings and not being a hex core of wire around the underneath the wrappings. It just kind of feels like those notes, especially the bass side of the guitar string. The vibrato's a little bit easier, the bends are a little easier, even with the plain strings and the unwrapped ones. Everything just feels easier to play, and I don't know whether that's just... I don't know, maybe I've just been affected by my friends' opinions, or if this is something personal, or if this is really something to do with whatever special sauce that Gabriel's got going on with these strings. They just feel like the easiest strings to play. Almost like I could up my gauge and feel completely at home. So that's the 2-month update. We'll see what happens. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to take these strings off, but we'll just see what happens. Well, everybody, here you are. It is... What date is it? It is Monday. It is September 26th, and I've broken one of my Gabriel strings. I'm very sad. But there you go. So let's see. When did I put these on? It was sometime in July, maybe? Maybe August? What was it? I'm gonna actually look and see when I put that up. I actually have the... First, I'm gonna look up the... There we go. 6/27/16. That was the day that I got my Gabriel Tenorio strings. And I put them on the 27th of June. It is the 26th of September, so let's see, June to July, July to August, August to September. Almost 3 full months, 3 months almost to the day that I had these strings on. And I've broken one at the headstock, of course, not down here at the bridge. And there you go. That's all she wrote for set 1 for Gabriel Tenorio strings. So what can I say about my experience with Gabriel strings over the last 3 months? I think I'm going to sum it up this way. I am floored that one set of strings lasted 3 months, while at the same time I never once felt like I needed to change them. That's something very, very different, and something that I am not used to. That is very unusual. I usually like to change my strings about once every month and a half, but I wanted to see how long these things would go. I wanted to see the longevity. I wanted to see what I could expect and how they would sound. As far as the way that they sound, I have never felt like I needed to change strings because the tone was not right. I think I may have slightly messed up the action on that Les Paul when I put them on. So the action when I put them on was much lower than my guitar has been set up for. So that may have had a contributing factor in the overall deadening of the low E string before all the other strings. And maybe even contributing to the breakage of the high E string, but I always break high E strings. Those are the big culprits. But yeah, I was very, very surprised, very, very pleased with the strings. I mean, heck, $21 for a set of strings and you get 3 months use out of them without feeling like you need to change them is pretty incredible, if you ask me. That's just how I feel. So, in summation, should you look into trying out Gabriel strings? Yes, absolutely you should. I think if you have $20 to spend and you normally change your strings, let's see, a pack of Ernie balls that I normally used was about $5 anyway. So, $5, 3 months, $15 for $5 extra. You only need one set of strings. I mean, if I hadn't broken that string, who knows how long it would have gone, and who knows how long it would have lasted. I really don't know. We'll see what happens when I put on the next set. I have decided that I am not going to put that second set on right away. I am going to wait for the time being. I'm going to get the guitar worked on and let the tech put those strings on so that the guitar gets set up with those strings. I'm just going to throw a different set of strings on there because I want the Gabriel strings fresh when my band starts tracking our new record. So with that, yeah, Gabriel Tenorio strings, check them out. It is thegts.co. Check them all out. They're great. They're absolutely wonderful, and I can't wait to put them on all these guitars that you see behind me. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this extended look at the life of a set of Gabriel Tenorio strings. I firmly believe that they're the best strings on the planet today. And as soon as I have the ability to equip all my guitars with them, I will be doing so. So, Gabriel, gracias mi amigo, and I will check you guys on the flip side. Later.